Hello there, it's Vineet from Square Circle. And what a few people have asked me over the last few days is how do I go about deploying Minitab 21 regardless of whether that's an evaluation or whether that is a purchase license of Minitab. Effectively, the process is exactly the same. In either case, what will happen is when you have requested a subscription or if you are the first person who has ordered a license as a ping for customer, then you will get an email message not dissimilar to this one. This is your call to action. You have purchased a license. Please go and start using it so that you can either type in the web address or you double click on here. And this will take you to Minitab website so you can log in to the website. You do need, of course, to have a Minitab account. So if you don't have one, you will need to create by clicking below this sign in button. So one in my case, I have already got one account existing. So I'm going to put my credentials in here, and this is going to take me to my Minitab account page. Now the piece of that page that I'm interested in is for using Minitab is this piece here, my products. Minitab statistical software below that. So I click on there and I come to this page where I can do three things at this point. One is to download the desktop application. So there is a good chance that you will want to install that. That is the easiest way of getting a hold of the desktop application of Minitab 21. You do of course need to have admin rights in order to able to install that successfully. You have got another icon over here which will allow you to open the web application, and that will take you straight into the web version of Minitab 21. The third option, which is interesting for people particularly who have purchased license perhaps and a number of users to manages the manage button. So if I click over here, this particular example I have got here is a named user subscription with a quota for 2 users. So I am allowed to have 2 active users of Minitab within this particular license of Minitab. Currently there is one person, this is myself, the person who has ordered this license. And if I have a look at the rules, I have got a moment because I am the person who set this up. I am the licensed administrator and I am also the first user when I want to add another user to this. Now I click on add users and there are options in here to bulk add people if you have got number of people within your deployment. But I'm just going to do one, and I'm going to add my colleague and I'm going to give her a role which is going to be user. So I don't want to be able to administer licenses, but I want her to be able to use Minitab. So if I then click on add users, you can see Donna is now added to the portal and she will get a similar email to the one that I had before shown you. So where I was invited to use Minitab. Now because it's a 2 user or use a quarter of 2 in this particular ecosystem, if I try to add a third person, say for instance, so let's me go back to add users button and I try to add another person. So let me pick on my colleague Habiba in this time and I'm going to try to add her as a user. You will see very shortly a message popping up in red saying that there is no seat available for her effectively. So there you can see to add more users you must increase your user quota. So I can't add her because there is no seat existing at the moment. So there is a couple of options here. One is that I can add more users in which please talk to your Minitab contact, and they will be able to provide an additional license for you. And the other option is to manage the people within the subscription. So it may be that actually Donna does not need access to Minitab, but it could be that she just wants to be able to administer people who have got a license. So in that case, I can actually set her up as a license administrator instead of a user. So it doesn't look like a great deal has happened, but if I actually get to show people who were set up as a user, you can now see that from user quarter of the two, there is only one person set up as a user. So there is now a license available that I can allocate to Habiba, for instance. So just to prove that it works, let's click on add users again and add the keeper again, and I can make a user, or I could also make an administrator if I wanted that user to be. So when the screen finishes refreshing, what you will see is that I've got like two people available within the licenses. Okay. So now because two of them are users and one of them is just an administrator, so we just wait for that to finish updating. So you see there are three people in there, but of those people, two are users which will be shown on the screen in a moment. So that's myself and Bieber. Now Bieber uses, but Donna is set up as a license administrator, and that's really easy, I suppose. The other thing you might be interested in while we are showing this is what if I need to free a license up for somebody else to use. So it may be that Habiba no longer needs access to this, so I can click and options, I can update the rules so that I can deselect her from being a Minitab user. Or actually the quickest way may be, well, she does not need to do anything at the moment. I can just go on the options and I can remove her from the subscription, and that license is gone, and now that license is free for me to allocate to somebody else. I hope you have found this useful, and if you have got any questions, I would be pleased to hear from you, and please always reach out to our technical support team. Thank you.